Alright, almost there. Alright, we are here for the TTYD randomizer. Losers round 2, Maddy B versus MoonlitChris. The other stream that's going on right now was not available to be restreamed, so we're making this work. I'm your host, Silver the Hedgehog, and we are here to play some TTYD randomizer. So this is hopefully shaping up to be a really good race, and I'm going to just send the runners off, and I'll explain as we go. So I'm going to activate the race right now and send them on their way. All right, and we're off with the 15-second countdown timer. Maddy B versus MoonlitChris. Here we go. All right, so I already know the settings of the seed, so hopefully there's no desync issues. They are starting with Yoshi, so I'm very excited to see that. All right, and the shop is good. Looks good to go. All right, neither of them talked to Flavio. Interesting. But it is very important to note that we did get a Yoshi start. So both runners are going to be very happy to know about that because Yoshi makes you go fast. Star pieces are junk. Alright, so early on we did get one of the card keys for Chapter 7, but no other major items, and the Super Hammer. I did miss that, I'm sorry. And we got a Power Rush P for free, and oh, yep, using Yoshi early does mean that East Side Rogueport has a lot of checks and logic, and both of them are taking advantage of it. I will say that neither runner has activated Flavio, and so Chris only has a very minor lead so far just based on some movement. But both runners so far are doing the same route. I will say that this is an early Yoshi seed, but we did not get early boots yet. And that's also a Bobbery I missed. I apologize. All right, so just with some slightly better movement, we do have a slight lead already for Chris. But like I said, this race could go anywhere, as with Bobbery and Yoshi, there's definitely some choices to be made. Interesting to note that, alright, we got a Vivian. Nothing in the underground shop either. And that is a coconut in the background, so that is a key item that Chris is going to be going for. And he did miss the jump there. Twice. So that is actually going to give Maddy a bit of comeback time already. Let's see how she routes this. Trying to decide what do you want to do. Yeah, you want to get that item. And then you want to get that item, then come back, and then go to Chapter 4. Yep, that's what I would have done. Alright, so you have Chapter 4 cutscene, so we don't nothing big going on here. Both so far are on the same route. Maddy B caught up a little bit due to Chris's fumble. Not a big deal, just, you know, it's easy to make mistakes in this game. Oh yeah, early Super Bob-on means we get Best Girl Vivian conversation. No other major key items yet. Whack-a-Bump is good money, though. Sorry, I'm like multitasking like crazy. Okay, I missed the letter P. I apologize for that. But that means Maddy B's about to get it because it was in the bush. So yeah, this continues the trend of Chapter 4 items being in Chapter 4. This happens a lot. Oh, Chris, I would have gotten that money. 10 coins, bro. It's just 10 coins. All right, yep. So there's the letter P. Yep, good job not picking up the star pieces. Star pieces are a waste of time. Not checking the shop item is an interesting choice here, Chris. Maybe he's going to do it on the way out, back out. I actually go into the shop and check the item and then leave, because there is an item in the shop. All right, it's fine. No, but I think he just remembered there is an item in here. Well, it's money. Badges are money. Non-usable combat badges in this game are just money. Alright, well, nothing good in the, there, and checking that item. Ooh, power HP. That would be the second power HP. Alright, so what's the next decision going to be? Are we going to dip underground a little bit, or are we going to go straight up west side? Probably straight up west side, be my guess. Yep, so Chris is going to trigger west side, but let's see. Does he go right back down to get the 2 item checks that are in logic, or does he clear west side out first? All right, he's going to go for those 2 item checks to make sure that neither of them burn. And a reminder, neither runner did. Oh, Maddy's not even going to check the item under the tree. We do know that the under the tree item does not matter, though. All right, so Maddy actually did not activate west side, so she can't leave unless she goes back through the underground. But she's going to check the other side, so we're going to get a slight route divergence here. Yep, so neither item was useful on west side sewers. Just watch it, Star. You'll understand it more. But yeah, I'm just offering to restream it to help people out. All right, so we're getting some route diversion, new checks. Nothing there. And Maddy, unfortunately, falling victim to the Goomba. It's annoying, but whatever. All right, let's play the lottery. Garbage. Up arrow. Also, not the most useful item, I'm going to be completely honest. All right, so the only check Super Hammer unlocks. Oh, we got plane mode in the shop and Strange Sack. But no power items yet. That's interesting. And setting up Don Pianta. That makes sense. Okay, a Last Stand P will go great with those Power Rush Ps. You only get a 10-piece bacon nugget if you're going to share. All right, so yeah, Maddy's going to have to go through the sewers again to get to West Side because she didn't trigger the pipe like Chris did. Yeah, so is Chris going to check the lower sewers and find nothing because unfortunately there's nothing down there, or is he going to go straight to Chapter 1 with that plane mode? All right, no, he is going to check below. That will give Maddy some catch-up time because there is nothing down there. It does depend if Maddy does decide to skip Don Pianta or not, because Don Pianta is one of those things that you either always do or you never do. Chris did not check the item in the Shine Sprite block behind the Super Hammer, but we also know that it was dead, so no big deal. Yeah, he's going to yeet out of there because he doesn't need 10 coins. Yep, so yeah, it's going to be plain mode, and our runners are getting locked into going straight to Chapter 1. So Chris does have a small lead. That's what it appears to be at the moment. Anyway. Blooper! That was so anticlimactic, though. All right, here we go. Chapter 1, cookbook. Oh, there's Boots. All right, there we go. Now this is going to really change things up because now the runners have to properly route how to get the Super Boot checks. But leaving Chapter 1 to get Super Boot checks would be, in my opinion, a mistake, so sticking around is very good. That is an all or nothing, so that is a damage badge. I don't know if I'd leave that behind. All right, that is a Mega Rush. Seeing Bobber yeet himself off screen because he's never supposed to attack a tentacle is hilarious. All right, nothing in the background. Yeah, I figured he's going to pick up that Mega Rush. You don't leave Mega Rush behind. Oh, that's the Sunstone. And that's the extra coconut, which they don't need. They already have the first coconut. Oh, wait, that's the Sun and Moonstones I just noticed. Yeah, so we have early access to Hooktail Castle. And Power Bounce? Oh, boy. Runners are happy about that.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so what it's really going to come down to is if this seed is extremely linear, then it's going to come down to battle strategy. If it's not linear, then some choices can still matter, but due to movement alone, Chris does have a bit of a small lead already. And we do have a Hooktail Castle key, so we can go deeper. Yeah, surprisingly, Chapter 1 is quite rare in Randomizer, just because of how many items you need. Oh, that's the kitchen pot, the pot. You need that. Well, you don't need, it's not a key item, but it locks a check. It's one of the classic get an item, get a check items. All right, so Maddy's getting their power bounce. Very happy about that. Also, with the Super Boots, they have access to Chapter 2 Warp Pipe as well. So there is some good route divergence options that are opening up. All right, quiz complete. Unfortunately, like I said, there's not a lot to talk about right now because Chapter 1, the seed is following a very linear pattern early on. And, like, generally speaking, unless you're going to do a hard gamble, you're not going to leave. Maddy B getting into an extra fight and opting to kill them instead of just run away. I mean, I get it, but sometimes it's better just to run. Yeah, so there was shooting stars available to be bought, so that's why Chris was so much lower on money. He was preparing for needing to kill fuzzies, so that was smart. Like I said, battle strategy can save you a lot of time. Even if you get a baby seed, which gives you a lot of power badges, you still can kill enemies quickly early on in the seed. Random music in this game is just so goofy. Unfortunately, I think Chris messed up here because he could have won turn fuzzy, gold fuzzy. If you... Yeah, because what Chris could have done there to save time is use Bobbery to do 4 damage and then spin jump for 6. And that would have actually skipped an entire turn of gold fuzzy. All right, so let's see. Is he going to be going... Okay, so he's not going into Hooktail Castle right away. He's going straight to doing oh, no, he's getting the Coops check first. That's right. So after Coops, what does Chris do, though? That's the real question. Does he go straight into Hooktail Castle? Does he go and do flip panel checks in Rogueport? Well, that's a champ's belt. Oh boy, that does nothing. Greetings, party. How you doing? Today is a little different, as you can see. I'm actually not playing the game. I'm commentating the game. See, yep, this is where I think it could be potentially bad. If you have to manually go into Chapter 5, neither runner activated Flavio, so they're going to have to double dip down here. So far, nothing super major from flip panels, but let's see if Don Pianta is required. I was not paying attention. I apologize if Maddy B set up Don Pianta or not. I think they did, because they went into that shop, so it'd be weird if they didn't set up Don Pianta. All right, so that was the station key, right? So Don Pianta did have actually something, I think. I looked away from my screen again. I'm sorry. Yeah, like I said, the answer might have been Hooktail Castle, though, because even if the station key was found, that does nothing for you this early on. Oh, well, there's the autograph, but we don't have the train ticket yet. You need the train ticket to use the autograph. Yeah, so far there's been nothing from the flip panel, so the answer looks like it's probably been, the answer might have been, Hooktail's Castle this whole time, or Chapter 2. Yeah, there's been nothing from any of these flip panels. Yeah, okay, so Chris is going straight to Chapter 2. Alright, that's a skull gem. Alright, so it looks like, yeah, so the station key was from Don Pianta, so that means he is required for potential Chapter 6. But we have a major route divergence here going on here, where Chris is going to Chapter 2, but Maddy B is taking those Sun and Moonstone and reading that as I need to go into Hooktail Castle. What is that? I actually cannot tell what that badge is. Okay, it must be garbage. It might have been the dried bouquet. Alright, so yeah, we know the Skull Gem is in Boggly Woods. The station key was on Don Pianta. Oh, there's tube mode, but that's useless without. Oh, there's a black key. Paper mode. Oh, they can use that here. That's actually useful here. They have the castle key. They can make it there. That's very convenient. So yeah, tube mode being in the pre-Chapter 2 flip panel is interesting, but it's also not very useful until you find paper mode. Alright, yeah, so Chris is going to go straight into Hooktail's Castle 2. So yeah, Chris does have a pretty big lead based on just on better movement alone. Oh, there's Koops, boy. That opens up one check back in Boggly Woods, the Shine Sprite that Chris couldn't get. Alright, that's just the badge that we don't need. Yeah, Super Hammer is actually really good here, and then you can use Gulp to kill Red Bones. Yeah, so Chris getting the item Yoshi that you can do. Blimp ticket was up there. That's actually big. Alright, time to see if that paper curse key mattered. It did not. All right, Chris getting his blimp ticket. And yeah, I think Maddy B is going to beeline it straight to Glitzville. Maddy did skip this check, though, so let's see if this check up here matters. It does not. It's a vanilla star piece. Oh, yeah, but Maddy didn't get the shell earrings, I don't think, so... Well, they don't have access to the train yet, so it's not that big a deal, and it could be a gamble that doesn't matter. Yeah, see, I don't do lock jump for many reasons. One of those is that. Second of which, it's just, it doesn't even save that much time. I'm going to be completely real with you. I just hit the purple block and just keep going. Okay, so the station key was not on Don Pianta. Interesting. They also found the elevator key, so Chapter 6 has even a lot more options. Oh, there's the Chocola-Cola. That allows them to get one check off of the Bobbery check after they kill the Embers. All right, time for Glitzville. Ooh, infinite. Okay, yep, baby seed. Baby seed alert. Infinite Danger Mario seed. Unfortunate. I'm going to be honest with you, with chat, as a commentator and as a competitor in this game, this annoys me. I hate baby seeds. It's about as babies you can get. Infinite boo sheets and Danger Mario. That is insane. The best thing you would do right now is you would instantly leave. What I would do is I would instantly leave, sell all the badges I have, and come back and just go ahead and power up with Danger Mario, and go ahead and clear Chapter 3 right now and get a Crystal Star. But yeah, we got Uber Baby Seed. Ultra Boots also being up here opens up a lot more checks as well. And Ultra Hammer. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but see, yeah, the runners have power bounce. The runners have power bounce, infinite power rushes, and all the boot hammer upgrades already. Yeah, this is a very baby seed, unfortunately. So it's really just going to come down to who routes it a little bit better, because we already have one Crystal Star in Logic and several others that aren't too terribly far away. Like, they're already 2 items away from Chapter 1. But every badge matters. The thing is, Maddy does not have the money to pay off Grubba, so I would have left, honestly. I would leave, sell all your badges right now, and go back to Chapter 3. Alright, now Chris is going to find out how much of a baby seed it is. And he's probably slapping his head. Like I said, I would think the best thing to do right now, in my opinion, would be immediately leave, sell all your badges, and just load up on Danger Mario and get all 9 that you need. Because you already have Power Bounce, you only need 9 of them. Okay, so we have no access to the moon, but we did find the cog. Interesting. It looks like Maddy B is going to go straight to Chapter 7, though, which is not a bad play by any stretch. I'm just saying I would probably go ahead and get that Crystal Star. Because, you know, Power Bounce plus buy all your Power Rushes and just go ahead and activate Danger Mario and you're done. But we'll see what Chris decides to do. Okay, so it looks like Maddy failed the jump and is just going to go to Chapter 5 and 6 instead. I mean, that's fine. You can come back to Chapter 7 later. They're all good plays. Chapter 5 has a lot of checks. Even if she doesn't have the Skull Gem from Chapter 2, it doesn't really matter. Not yet, at least. All right, so Maddy is going to go ahead and clear out Chapter 6. Okay, no, they're going to leave and go to Chapter 5. They're just getting the warp pipe and getting that check. All right, well, that's the grotto key, and we already have access. Now, that's interesting because we do know where the Skull Gem is. So, Skull Gem and grotto key is a lot of checks available in Pirate's Grotto. And there's paper mode. All right, so we have tube mode in Chapter 2, paper mode there. So all we need is Flurry in the Steeple key, and that's Chapter 4. Chris is going to go ahead and activate Chapter 3 because, like, it's a Crystal Star you do in this. When you got a baby seed like this, you do Chapter 3. 100% you just do Chapter 3. The only issue is he's going to have to leave and sell badges because he doesn't have the money. There's another Hooktail Castle key. That marks us one item away from Chapter 1. So yeah, this seed could be over very soon, and relatively speaking. We have Chapter 3's Crystal Star already in Logic. We have Chapter 1's one item away. Chapter 2, Chapter 5 is 2 items away, being just Gate Handle and Boat Mode. Chapter 4 is 2 items away, being Flurry and Flurry and Steeple Key. Like, this seed could be over very soon. Alright, let's see if animal abuse gives us anything today. Yeah, JC, I'm restreaming this. This is not me playing. This is a TTYD randomizer league match. Yeah, get the badges. You know you need money. Yeah, it's not remake. Yeah, so I think Chris is going to sell all his badges now, or is he going to go somewhere else? Okay, he might be setting up Danger Mario now, though. Unfortunately, Animal Abuse has had nothing for us. Or maybe that's a good thing, because Animal Abuse is wrong in real life. This is just a video game, and I do not condone the damage on Waka. He just has 8 items, so it's not like we have a choice. Yeah, the fuzzies are jerks. What else is new? Yeah, Maddy, this isn't necessary. You have Yoshi. Flurry's necklace, that is actually in logic now because we do know we're paper, because you have paper mode. Free boo sheet, never bad. Random music giving the game over music. Chris also can dip in. So what if Pirate's Grotto is actually bait and Chris loses time going in there? That would be an interesting dilemma. Yep, alright, so, yep, now Chris is going to beat up Waka for 8 items, so we'll just focus more on Maddy's side, like I said, because we've already seen these checks. Unfortunately, Waka had nothing useful for us. Alright, anything in the coconut tree. Let's see. Nope. And nope. Double star piece. Coconut tree sucks. Both runners do have the coconut, which means if you save Bobbery, whether you have the Chocola-Cola or not, which I don't remember if Maddy got that, but I do know that Chris has it. Even if you don't get the Bobbery check, as long as you defeat the embers here, you can use the coconut to get 2 extra checks. Also, neither runner set up the wedding ring, I don't think. Not using the Ultra Hammer to get a start is, unfortunately, a little bit slower. If you did an Ultra Hammer spin to start this battle, then you could use the Shooting Star to end it instantly. Close call. Okay, I missed that, but that's nice to have for a Danger Mario build, but they also have infinite boost sheets, so it really doesn't matter. Chris not buying the castle key. Interesting choice. Seeing his paper mode, though. Yeah, so you need 9 power rushes. The minimum you need is 9 power rushes to kill Shadow Queen in 2 turns. Or it might be 8, but 9 is safer. Okay, so Maddy did have the Chocola-Cola. Alright, so we do get the Bobbery check now. And it was nothing. Alright, so yeah, so Maddy has not gone to Chapter 2 to get Tube Mode yet, or the Skull Gem. So they can't go any deeper in Chapter 5, and they did not want to turn in the Coconut to get that checks there. But we are getting new checks here in Poshley. But they did not go to Chapter 7 first, which means they can't get the Gold Bob check. So the real question is, does Chris dip into Pirate's Grotto here, which could either be a huge play or a big time waste, depending if there's anything in there. I guess they found the gold ring and I missed it. Nope, okay, never mind. Briefcase does nothing at all. Another badge means more money. Another badge. Ooh, return postage is worth a lot of money. Ah, but you're short 4 coins for the hotel. Yep, I think they just realized. You also don't have enough money for for Danger Mario, you need to sell badges. Yes, as you can see, Chris opens the fight with Ultra Hammer, and it means you can clear it faster. So who's gonna be the first one to just go ahead and clear out Chapter 3 and get their guaranteed Crystal Star? Oh, Flurry was available this whole time? Wow, that's actually that's big. Flurry was just in the chest the whole time after Ultra Boots. That's a lot. Also, neither runner triggered Flavio, and because of Tube Mode being in Logic, we do know that the old letter check is in play. But we do know that Don Pianta was nothing now. Okay, so Chris is going to leave. He's not leaving, though. He's turning in the coconut to Flavio to get these 2 extra checks. That means he is planning on going into Pirate's Grotto. So we are going to see new checks, which is very interesting. But does he actually buy the castle key now? All right, so it looks like Maddy is going to go into Chapter 2 now instead of finishing off the other. But just finding Flurry, that's not a worst idea. So yeah, massive route divergence here. So I guess Maddy's going to go all the way to Flurry's house, which will give some new checks that Chris did not get. Maddy getting their Skull Gem, so now they know they could have gone into Pirate's Fortress. We also know that Tube Mode is over here somewhere, I believe, as well. All right, so yeah, we're gonna get new checks from both sides if Maddy dips into the tree, while Chris dips into Pirate's Grotto. And one new check that Chris couldn't get because no Ultra Boots or Koops at the time. Nothing. Nice and easy cannon skip by Chris. Nothing good here so far. But they do have Flurry's necklace, so they can get 3 checks in Flurry's house. Chris not going all the way to the boat curse chest. Interesting. Chapter 7 key card. Probably not going to be needed for how late into the seed it is already. Generally speaking, Chapter 7 usually rears its head rather early on the earlier side. All right, so far, Pirate's Grotto has been dead. Nothing good in here. All right, so yeah, let's see the flurry check. Chris bailing? He's bailing. Interesting. I mean, there's checks right there you could have gotten, though. All right, so yeah, Chris is going to do what I think they should have done a while ago and just really focused on getting their money built up. Maddy's getting their tube mode now, though. Yeah, so for clarity, we are one item away from go mode for Chapter 1 and Chapter 4. Chapter 3 stars in logic and gettable now if they buy other if they get all their power rushes set up Danger Mario and go. Oh, Maddy B is actually going to go straight to Steeple. That's a lot of checks there that we haven't seen. Yeah, because we are one castle key away from Chapter 1. We are missing just the Steeple key for Chapter 4. And Chapter 3 is in logic. So whoever finds the go modes first, like, could still easily win the race. Like, I'd say that Chris has a good lead based on doing more checks. But, I mean, if Maddy goes into the tree or goes to Chapter 4, if, like, Chapter 4 has everything... Okay, well, Chris is going there now, too. I mean, I can't really blame them. It's a good play. Rushing Steeple when you have access to it is usually a good idea. Like, rushing Steeple is amazing because if you don't have Baby Danger Mario Seed, which this unfortunately is, like, Steeple has the easiest place to get into peril. Yeah, Chris already catching up to Maddy on movement because she ran into some enemies. You can just see, this is just from the years of experience Chris has in playing the game. Alright, so time to see if the steeple has what we need. Chris did not buy the castle key from Chapter 5, but he does know exactly where it is. Oh, he's leaving. Interesting. Maybe he just wants to set up Danger Mario first. Yeah, he does. Just in case. He wants to set it up because of Atomic Boo. But yeah, I just want to remind anyone that hasn't seen the beginning of the seed does have Danger Mario, and it did have Power Bounce in it, and that's the gate handle. So yeah, we're now one item away from 3 chapters. Where one item, Boat Mode gives you Chapter 5, Castle Key gives you Chapter 1, and Steeple Key gives you Chapter 4, and Chapter 3 is already in Logic. Chris has already done the first fight of Chapter 3, Maddy has not. So yeah, it's going to take some sort of crazy play, because Chris just basically has a massive lead. Based on where the runners are at. Because Chris has already sold badges to have enough money to be able to afford Grubba and Danger Mario, whereas Maddy has not yet. So Chris is going to get his gate handle now. And be also one away from 3 different stars. Because like I said, he does know where the castle key is. He just didn't go into the store and buy it. But he knows exactly where it is. But yeah, have you ever been a Paper Mario boss versing Danger Mario? If you haven't, then you should know that it's no use, because you can't do anything against Danger Mario. It's crazy, dude. But like I've said before in the previous streams, I believe in League Season 2 we're gonna be enacting a protocol to make it to where Danger Mario doesn't just ruin seeds. So we shouldn't have to worry about it for too much longer, but for now it's okay. Well, there's nothing useful in the steeple. Interesting. Not yet, at least. There's still the other treasure room. Free life shroom. We take those. I was not paying attention to the cutscene to see if that item was worthwhile. My bad. Yeah, let's see what Maddy does about Atomic Boo, because Chris set up for it, whereas she did not. Alright, just the charge badge. Garbage. Because he's probably going to go right into the fight. Alright, another Chapter 6 item with no train ticket yet. And, okay, no, okay, she's skipping that item because she saw it was a, she saw that it was a star piece. Okay, so she might be just skipping Atomic Boo as a gamble, which, I mean, it's a fair gamble. If you can't kill him quickly, I get it. Power of Danger Mario, and Atomic Boo is finding out that it's no use. He had the other station key. Yeah, in a seed like this, the odds that Riverside is required is extremely low, so I'm going to go with Atomic Boo not being required. But Maddy is going to dip in. It looks like Maddy is going to dip into Pirate's Fortress, which, as we know, had nothing in it so far. However, Chris did bail early and did not go all the way to the Boat Curse chest. So if on the way to the Boat Curse chest, if those couple checks in there has a Go Mode item, that could be big. I'm still surprised neither of the runners just went ahead and finished Chapter 3. I mean, there's 3 on-the-way checks for a Crystal Star. Like, what if one of those is one of your other Go Mode items? Like, yeah. All right, so we're going to get our first dip into Chapter 7 now. Maddy failed to get to the jump earlier and messed up and bailed, and so it looks like Chris is going there now. Poor Bobbery. Oh, the train ticket was just chilling in Chapter 7 this whole time. Wow. Well, that's another shop. That could be huge. It also appears that Maddy B does not know how to skip the cannons. Yeah, it's looking like based on this, the boat mode or the steeple key or the other castle key is going to need to be at the boat curse chest area, and Maddy needs to go there to have an edge over Chris, because Chris has got a very commanding lead now. All right, we are going to get the checks, though, that Chris... Nope. Nope, she's leaving. Never mind. Oh, well, that's one of the storage room keys. I think. Was that the storage room key or the shop key? It closed too quickly. I couldn't tell. All right, so yeah, Chapter 7 only had the train ticket, nothing else. I imagine that's probably where Chris is going to be headed. Neither runner set up the wedding ring check, so it'd be really funny if train ticket check was required. Because neither runner did set that up. All right, nothing in the tube mode check. All right, so Maddy also bailing out and not going to boat curse. I mean, there's 4 checks at boat curse without the boat curse key. So I don't know why I wouldn't bail on that. I know you abandoned 1 check without the boat curse key itself, but when you're already in Pirate's Grotto, do you really leave? Okay, I think Maddy's going to sell all their badges now and set up. But like I said, I am really surprised neither runner went ahead is not just done Chapter 3. There's checks behind it. Yoshi check, Major League Locker Room, and Champs Belt check could all be required. And you're getting a Crystal Star that's in Logic anyway. And Maddy, you just want to mash A and sell everything. You don't want to be picking out the good the higher ones. You just want to be selling everything. That's not enough money to buy the rest of your power rushes or do grubba. Wow. Yeah, I'm not really sure about the routing choices some of them have been making. Chris, you have the pot. Oh, that's Chapter 1. That's all the castle keys. All right, we have Chapter 1 and Chapters 3 in Logic. So the train. So going into Chapter 7 to get the train ticket leads to Chapter 1 Crystal Star. We're one away from several other chapters, too. So we have Chapter 1 and 3 fully in Logic. Chapters 4 is missing just the Steeple Key. Chapter 5 is missing Boat Curse. And Chapter 6 is actually really close, too. Yeah, Chapter 6 is one away also. Chapter 6 is only missing Vital Paper. Yeah, we're one away from 3 different stars. Because we now know where all the Hooktail Castle Keys are. Yeah, see, this is also where I would bail as Chris. I would immediately have rushed Chapter 1 because of the checks on the way. And gotten that Crystal Star ASAP. Same as Chapter 3. Because if any of the Chapter 3 checks that take no time at all, they're part of the story, gave checks, you'd be done. If any of them were required, you would just be done. And right now, you could be doing extra cutscenes for nothing. I mean, I guess I might have done this part just to, like, set up the autograph, maybe. Okay, I might have done, like, at least a talking to Pennington there to, like, set up the souped guy, but then I'd probably leave. Just so that way the warp back, I don't have to travel as far, but... Alright, so it looks like some Maddy. Nope, not setting up Danger Mario. Okay. See, I'm really confused on what Maddy's route is here because okay, so they're going to Chapter 7. Okay, they're going to Chapter 7. That's good. I guess they forgot they could fall down with the paper mode, but it doesn't matter. So they're going to Chapter 7. They're going to get their train ticket. Do they leave immediately? Are they going to leave immediately and go on the train, or are they going to finish out Chapter 7? That's a dumb question. I'd go to Chapter 7, too. You don't know better. Check the shop. My bad. So after you check the Chapter 7 shop, do they go straight under the train, and after they see that, do they see, oh, we have 2 Crystal Stars in Logic, I need to leave and gear up? Because, like, right now, Chris could be throwing away time if the answer is just on the way in progression. Yeah, see, I wouldn't leave immediately anyway. That would be metagaming. You would always finish you would always go to the Chapter 7 shop, so that's my foolishness for saying that. You would never leave immediately just getting the train ticket there. You would always go to the shop, but... But I guess Chris is just going to do everything he can on the train. But, like, when I'm 1 item away from 3 different stars, I just do those stars if they have checks behind them. Also, neither runner has dipped into the Great Tree yet either. Like, Maddy opened the tree but didn't go in there. Yeah, Chris, you didn't buy the key. There you go. There you go. He remembered. All right, so Chris is doing progression now. Okay. Chris is doing progression. We're going to see if Chapter 1 was the answer. He never bought the 4th key. He knew where it was, but he never bought it. Also, I'd get a last stand while you're here. You have Danger Mario, get a last stand. Guarantee you can't die. Or not. I mean, I know you have boo sheets, but last stand's actually faster than boo sheets. Because if you straight up can't die, then there's no need to use a boo sheet. Alright, anyway, Chris is going to get his first Crystal Star, Chapter 1, killing Hooktail, which is very rare in Rando, but it's cool to see. Then I have to imagine he's going to go finish Chapter 3 that he started. Because that's what you should do. You should get your Crystal Stars as soon as possible. I mean, yeah, and get these checks on the way because you're not in go mode. That's fine. W emblem. Considering that Chris didn't go straight to Chapter 4 after Chapter 7, I'm imagining that was not the shop key. Alright, peep the check. See that it's Garbo. Or maybe it was the shop key. I mean, it might have been the shop key, I guess. If Maddy's going there, it might have been the shop key. Alright, I mean, this is a small glimmer of hope, potentially, if this has one of the go mode items. But, like, if the other go mode item is anywhere in Chapter 1, it's just over. Old Letter does nothing, because we had Ultra Hammer. And, yep, nothing there, so you need to reload the shop. It's actually faster to reload a Twilight Trail for the shop, but oh well. Alright, nothing there. Maddy, Maddy, don't go to Glitzville. You don't have the money for Grubba or buying the rest of your power rushes. You didn't sell stuff. Oh, you're using that to get to the train faster? I don't think this is faster than just Rogueport running. Because of the blimp cutscene. Chris does not know to Ultra Boots to the rafters. Oof. To be fair, that's a hundo strategy, so I understand if runners don't know that. The contact lens? Yeah, Zesty, you lost your lens in a really bad spot. Well, to be fair, Chris was an any percent runner, so and the Ultra Boot strat is a hundo thing. You never return to Hooktail Castle ever in any percent. In 100%, they specifically wait till they don't get Mouse till after Ultra Boots just to save time. Alright, so Maddy's doing the train, which is fine. We now know that Chapter 1 had nothing. But we are going to finally get our first Crystal Star. Does Maddy stay on the train for an extra period of time, or do they bail? Ah, yes, don't do a me. Save the game in case you accidentally mash on Hooktail and kill yourself. Don't do what I did in one race. Yeah, I did that once. I mashed instead of because I did not know they changed it. All right, so I hope after this, Maddy's going to go get set up and sell the rest of their badges, because they don't have enough money to buy enough power rushes and do grubba, I don't think. All right, well, that's first Crystal Star in 1 hour and 24 minutes. Which by no means is bad, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you don't get your first star until over 1.5 hours, to be completely fair. Although, to be fair, also, they could have gotten Chapter 3s at like 30 minutes if they really wanted to, so... The seed was, unfortunately, that baby. Alright, it looks like they're bailing. Alright. Maddy, you still never set up Danger Mario. My girl. My girl, come on. You didn't set up Danger Mario, so you can't one-shot Hooktail. I mean, you can get into danger easily, but that's just irritating. Anyway, first Crystal Star acquired. All right, and Chris is rushing progression now. I think he realized that he should have done this the whole time. Also, turning into shell earrings did nothing, so it doesn't really matter if Maddy gets those or not. But yeah, it's really going to come down to, like I said, it's going to come down to Chris has got a commanding lead now. But it's going to come down to who finds the next go mode item, being we need either Puny Orb and Blue Key, we need Boat Mode, or we need the Steeple Key, or we need the Vital Paper. All of those would unlock another star. Like, we're one away from so many stars. Oh, there's the gold ring. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I also hit the switches. I don't think it's worth the risk to use Yoshi. If you have Koops, just hit the switches. I'm going to be completely real. Falling, it loses so much time over what you could save. Like, if you don't have Koops, that's fine, obviously. But if you have Koops, I just hit the buttons. Also, yeah, you want to kill this enemy if you're checking these checks, because you'll get them on the way out no matter what. So you should always kill this enemy. Well, Yoshi Check did not have the item. Oh. Yep, nothing there either. Yeah, see, Maddy did not set up Danger Mario and is costing themselves time on a Hooktail fight fighting it vanilla. They had all the danger badges needed, but they did not go and set up Danger Mario first, unfortunately. So this is, unfortunately, a big time loss. Alright, so they got away with it. There was no progression in Chapter 3, so they will need to keep hunting. I still stand by getting your Crystal Stars first. The only time I don't do Chapter 3 is if I get late Blimp Ticket, then I put it off sometimes because of how slow it can be. But otherwise, I always do Chapter 3 as soon as possible. Huh? Oh. All right, Crystal Star 1 for Maddy B. All right, now they're setting up Danger Mario. All right, so rather than doing Chapter 3, I guess Maddy's going to hunt for the next chapter instead first. All right, I guess they're going to go ahead and go to Chapter 3 now, too. Fair enough. All right, that's 2 Crystal Stars for Chris, and Maddy B has not started Chapter 3 at all yet. So she's going to Chris is going to need to basically guess wrong. Maddy B is going to need to finish Chapter 3 and then guess right. And the scary part about this is, like I said, it's so many. There's so many good checks to do. Okay, like we're 1 item away from Chapter 6, 1 item away from Chapter 4, 1 item away from Chapter 3. I mean Chapter 5. We're 1 item away from Chapters 4, 5, and 6. Okay, looks like we're getting the miscellaneous sewer checks, the 1,000-year door. Looks like we're getting the 1,000-year door, not flip panel. He already did that, but it looks like we're going to get the buy the pit of 100 trials star piece. That's a check that's a lot of times skipped. I do know that. Dude, you don't have boat mode. What are you doing? If you had boat mode, you would be in go mode. Oopsie. Chris forgot. Yeah, you already did that. You didn't get the star piece. Yeah, you didn't get the shine sprite over there, which you jumped down for getting. I mean, if you're already there, Chris, I would have checked the front of Chapter 2. Chris is also not checked. Yeah, okay, so he's going to check Poshly. We've already seen every check in Poshly besides the hotel, so we do know that it's not here. Oh, wait, we haven't seen Gold Bob either. So we haven't seen 2 checks here, so it could be here. And as for, like, Maddy's side, there's really nothing to commentate because she's just doing Chapter 3, which we've already seen. And that's going to take about another 7 to 10 minutes to complete. The most check-dense place to go would be Chapter 2. I understand hating the Great Tree. I hate it too. But you have to understand that's easily the most check-dense location to go to right now. Okay, we didn't turn in the gold ring yet, so let's see if the gold ring had anything. Nope. Not today. Not checking the hotel? All right. I agree the tree is check density, but not checking the hotel is risky. Because it could easily be there. Also, remember, both runners bailed and never went to the boat curse room either. There's 4 checks in that direction, too. So there's a lot of places it could be. Nothing. Playing curse key. Oh boy. Yep, Maddy, you're 7 coins short. You didn't sell enough stuff. I did say that. Like, you need to just sell all your badges. You don't need to be shy about selling badges in this. Just sell everything. The less you have to go back to the badge shop and sell more things, the better. All right, puny orb check. Not go mode. I mean, I guess we found a storage key. Yep, okay. I guess I missed the storage key he found. There must be a storage key that he found if he's going back to Glitzville. My bad. Trying to watch 2 streams at once. All right, nothing there. Like, we've got to be getting soon. We got to be finding that last item soon. Either that or it's got to be it's got to be Gold Bob's Guide. If we don't get Go Mode soon, then it's got to be Gold Bob's Guide in order to go to the moon to get more checks. Nothing there. Wow. Okay, so we do have both storage keys. All right. Yeah, you can see them starting to freak out of what random ass check did I not do? You can kind of see whenever scenes like this happen, you can feel the panic set in of what random ass check did I not do? Which looks like it means like the check it has to have been the boat curse room is what I'm thinking. Also, this is the cog. You got a cog, but no way to the moon to use it. Or the other key cards. Alright, so yeah, we got... Chris has not done the Ultra Boots check by Chapter 1. There's the Spike Room check, and there's also the Flurry chest at the Plane Curse chest. There's also the Flurry chest, the Plane Curse chest itself, and also the entrance to Chapter 2. So there's a lot of just annoying checks that could have the item that you need. Nice 2-cycle, perfect on both. Also, neither runner set up the train ticket check. Neither of them set up the wedding ring. The wedding ring check is still a thing, and they also have found the wedding ring, so the train ticket check could also be in play. Neither have gone all the way into Chapter 6 as far as possible, so that's what Chris is doing now. Like, I guarantee you right now, you can feel the panic setting in. Because I know Chris is a runner, he's panicking right now. I promise you that. He is panicking right now because he's like, where is it? Where is it? What did I miss? Oh my gosh, it was here the whole time. That's go mode. That's it. He left. I mean, I would have left too. I'm going to be completely real. I would have left too. But, yep, it was on turning in the autograph. It was on turning in the autograph the entire time. So, yep, that is, in fact, go mode in 1 hour and 53 minutes. Unfortunately, the only hope Maddy would have is they would literally have to find the steeple key and a random check really, really quickly that Chris missed. Because if they follow up Chris behind in Chapter 6, it's not going to be enough. Unfortunately. Because the problem is there's no battle strategy in this seed. It's just Danger Mario killed everything. So because of that, it's just whoever gets there first wins. And yeah, Chris's lead is insurmountable at this moment, unfortunately. Chapter 6 is slow, so like I said, the only way it would be possible to lose now would be if Maddy finds the steeple key somewhere that was missed. Not gonna lie, I would like to know what was in the boat curse chest room. Because I would have definitely gone there. Yeah, Chapter 6 is one of those chapters that you only kind of want to do if it's like an early Crystal Star because of all the checks on the way. But yeah, based on how this seed is going, the rest of the items for all stars being beatable are probably like in Riverside. I'd have to imagine that it's very high likelihood that the, that the Gold Bob's Guide is probably in Riverside. And then the Moon and the Cog has, like, the rest of the stuff. Yeah, and unfortunately, these are checks that we know do not have the steeple key that they would need. Yeah, Chris is going to buy a shooting star so that way they can kill some more. And make sure they have a shooting star for Grotus. Oh, well, maybe they already had an ice storm. All right, here's a check that we've not seen. Star, nope, Shine Sprite, unfortunate. If that check right there was a steeple key, we would have had a race on our hands. Or maybe even boat mode. Maybe. Chapter 5 is on the slower side, though, because of the force fight after, which I think has been fixed, but apparently the update hasn't been pushed yet. I don't know why. I really hope they push that update soon, because not having to deal with all these cutscenes would be great. Are we going to see Pirates Grotto? I mean, I want to see Pirates Grotto. I'm going to be honest. Like, even though the race is unfortunately done, like, I would love to see if Pirates Grotto had, like, Steeple Key or something, because that would have been amazing to see. Alright, there were no go mode items behind the vital paper. So she went and picked up Flavio. Oh, she's doing the wedding ring. Alright, that makes sense. Yeah, so wedding ring did not have it. Be gone, bot. Alright, well, it looks like Maddy has committed to the train, so they will get their train go mode, Chapter 6 go mode soon, I presume. But then they will commit to doing Chapter 6, and they will be too far behind Chris to catch up. Unfortunately, there's not really much else to say about this seed. Maddy's about to hit go mode, and Chris is already in go mode and a good 5 minutes ahead of her. Yeah, so Maddy is now in go mode, finding their vital paper on the way, so now they're just going to try to do Chapter 6 as fast as possible, like Chris. The good news is, at least they should be both in the Palace of Shadows, so we do have what is called a close race. Like, basically effectively being sniped. I think it is possible, if everything goes well, to potentially be in the Shadow Queen fight together. As Chris finishes up, Maddy could enter it, maybe. Nice, easy pole skips. All right. I don't think Chris needs any other setup. He has enough power rushes and boo sheets, so I believe he's just going to go straight to the end. Easy peasy. Yeah, if you have last stands, Camby can't kill you. Or you could just super guard it and be a boss. That's also an option. Alright, final battle time. And Chris did mess up there. You're not supposed to trigger that right away, so he's going to have to use a boost sheet. And that's not a very good bomb squad placement. That might not trigger anyway. You actually want to do Bomb Squad turn 1 and then not Killer turn 1. And then you'll skip phase 2 entirely. And the reason why it's faster is because taking 1 attack from Shadow Queen 1 is faster than 3 attacks from Shadow Queen 2. And it's safer, because if you have like a last stand, Mario just can't die.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a funny glitch. It doesn't cost or gain any time, but it's funny. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm mainly seeing if Maddy B is going to be able to make it into Chapter 8 before Chris finishes, but probably not. I was off on my time a little bit. Yep, and we're coming up on GG's right now. And GG's, Chris will move on to losers round 3 with a final time of just under 2:19, I believe. 2:18:46. Yeah, so Maddy might finish, we'll see, but they're not that far behind. But we will keep the stream going if they do decide to finish.
Oh, yeah.
I do believe they're going to forfeit, so that's fair. Yeah, they did decide to forfeit. That's fair. They were about, 11 minutes away. All right, so yep, that is the race. MoonlitChris will be moving on. Maddy B is unfortunately eliminated. All right, well, that is the end of this stream. GG's to Chris moving on, and I do hope people look forward to a future stream in the near future, as there's going to be some more exciting matches going on. Hope everyone enjoyed, and this has been Silver. I will see you all later. More streams to come. For me, I'll probably do a practice myself. But, yeah, thanks for watching, and until next time, as always, it's no use.